Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods on this, the first day of the 2019 NFL Draft. Guys, hold on to your hats. I know we don't have a pick in the first round, but it's going to get interesting as teams desperate to fill holes are going to be moving all over the place. The word is Washington Redskins might be trading up into the top 5 to get a quarterback. We're talking about a team that currently is spending $27 million on quarterback, having to go through and try and get another quarterback. Yeah, you're talking about the New York stinking Giants thinking about a quarterback as well. So you get that whole dynamic. Redskins, Giants, who will they get? Will one try and jump the other? So on. You've got other teams like Miami, same situation, looking for a quarterback. So it's not fun to sit back and not have the first round draft pick. We'd love to have one. But I'm happy that we have Amari Cooper. The thing that's always amazing to me is when we listen to the experts and things out there, when they tell you things like he's a can't miss player, or that's a reach, or it's a safe pick. There's no such thing as any of those things, because any player out there could be the next whatever, could be a college stud and bomb out in the NFL, and then a guy who you didn't think, he don't have it, ends up being a Hall of Famer. Right now, if you go to Charles Haley's Facebook profile, what you will see there is you'll see a picture of Joe Boo. Honestly. Charles Haley, after being turned down into the Hall of Fame year after year after year after year, I did a blog. I used to actually write blogs for Cover 32. And I talked about this exact same thing. And what I was talking about was Tony Marinovich. Tony Marinovich was thought to be the next can't-miss player, the next guy who was going to revolutionize football. Offensive tackle. This guy was a beast. He worked out on Muscle Beach. And at that time, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And now you're going, what? What's cover of Sports Illustrated? Okay, for you young pups out there that have been spoiled by having ESPN, Fox Sports, NFL Network, and the internet, back in my day, we got our sports news from Sports Illustrated or the Sports Machine on Sunday nights with George Michaels, because there was no 24-hour coverage. There were no scouting reports like that. It was Sports Illustrated that came out once a week on Friday, and you looked at all of the stuff that you wanted to get on there. That's right. You had to actually look at a magazine. So being on the cover of Sports Illustrated was huge. And he was on the cover. He was just like a beast. Oh. Never reached that potential that everybody thought he was going to be. He came back later on and had a productive career, but nothing like the hype. The Boz, that was another one. Oh man, the Bosworth, linebacker, Oklahoma, ended up being, he was the Boz. Had his whole, shades, his earrings and everything else, his haircut, straight up bust. So be leery about what you hear from the draft. And I actually want to revisit one post thoughts, because we get all bent out of shape and stuff about the draft. Oh, we're bummed and everything else, because I remember how it was last year at the draft, and I wish I were there this year. But let's take, for example, post thoughts on the Buffalo Bills draft in 2016. Buffalo Bills, A-. First round pick, Shaq Lawson, defensive end, Clemson, 19. Other notable picks, Reggie Ragland, linebacker, Alabama. Carnell Jones, quarterback, Ohio State. Jonathan Williams, running back, Arkansas. The Bills used their first 3 picks on defense, even trading up to get Ragland at a steep cost, the number 49 selection and 2 fourth-rounders. He was a potential first-round fit for their defense, still finding... hold on.
Delivering.
Let me pause that. Sorry, guys. Got everybody messing with me this morning. his potential first-round fit for the defense. Finding an inside linebacker still available as 41st pick has been considered a win. This really goes for Lawson. He is considered a possible for teams like Tampa and the Giants within the top 10. Third round, Adonis Washington rounds out Buffalo's run, and the brothers Ryans will love his versatility. What the Bills on the other side of the ball is intriguing, to say the least. Cardinal Jones, an ideal developmental candidate behind Tyrod Taylor. Okay, so where's that draft for them right now? Shaq Lawson, 10 sacks since 2016. Reggie Ragland, actually pretty good, 130 tackles, half a sack for Kansas City. He got traded. Cardinal Jones, well, he's with the Chargers. Jonathan Williams, the running back, he's with the Saints. On the flip side, they talked about our Dallas Cowboys. Our Dallas Cowboys draft, mixed results for most people. They said, yes, Zeke Elliott, he's a great talent, but you don't draft a running back in the first round. You just don't. Jalen Smith, he may never play again. Collins, not a bad pick. Topper, he's intriguing. He could be a beast. Dak Prescott, he might be an okay backup given time. And Anthony Brown, who? Some people gave that draft class a C minus, a C. The highest I remember seeing, I think, was a B plus. So when they go through and tell you, oh man, this team won in the draft, it's kind of like free agency. You know how we always have the team that loads up on a lot of talent, that they end up saying, that team is the team. Oh my God, they are an odds-on Super Bowl favorite. Kind of like they're doing with the Cleveland Browns right now. Kind of like they've done with the Washington Redskins over and over again as they've reached in free agency to grab, Bruce Smiths and Deion Sanders, Albert Haynesworth. The reality is there is no sure bet. And what happens with a lot of players is they go to the combine, don't have a good workout, and some teams don't do all their research. Some teams listen to the experts out there. And you have some guys that end up doing so well. Oh my God, this guy is so fast. Look at his 40 time. But you don't realize that most of the time, especially if you're a lineman, you're never running 40 yards. Oh, he's too short. Yeah, Doug Flutie. He was too short, wasn't he? Can't play. Doug Flutie. They forget about the tape, because sometimes forget about what you see in a workout. Some guys are just gamers. Look at the tape. Can the guy play? And does he fit your system? Or can you fit your system around him? That's the bottom line. I know for my own personal, I'm not a scout. I don't work in the NFL or anything else. But for me, I like Dak Prescott. The reason why I like Dak Prescott was I saw his play on the field. I looked at the film, some of the highlights from him playing in the Southeast Conference, a conference that every year puts 50-plus players in the NFL. Taking a school that was not a football school, taking a team that in his class only had one other player drafted, and that was his tight end in the 6th round, and competing against those guys. I saw him being able to do that. I said, you know what? He can play against NFL talent, because he's been playing against NFL talent. And when you saw his poise, his footwork, all of that stuff, when you saw him being able to make plays, and you saw him being able to take a hit and pop right back up, to me, I said, that guy can play football. You can go through the combine and see a guy who can do 11-foot standing broad jump, can run a 4.4 40, yet can't play football. So here we are, draft day. Let's just wait and see what we get put out on the field and what they can do. Because in the end, football, it's harder to predict than the weather. So we're going to be close to the man cave today. Tonight, 6 o'clock, we will be at Lucky's setting up, and we'll be live streaming throughout the first round of the draft. Tomorrow and Saturday, we'll be here in the man cave. We'll have the crew together. We'll have E2 Blue, DMV, Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to check and see if Law Nation might chime in, might get Philly 500 to go ahead and chime in. So we're going to be working the heck out of this draft. So guys, hold on to your hats. Stay close to the Joe Boo Sports Report. We'll be bringing you all of the coverage and thoughts from a fan's perspective. I'm Mark Holmes. Hope you have a great day.